I'm in this corner, so I think it's easier to catch everybody and put this in front of you, and then the guy to be part of this. Have you been filming these things?
I have. I haven't uploaded them recently, but what?
Since we started to Ramban, nothing's happening. Maybe you don't like what I'm saying, so I'm censoring it. It's okay.
I don't see Rebbe on the Zoom.
What?
I don't see Rebbe's not coming up on the Zoom.
I am now. Hello, people. Jason is here. Arya's here. Mordechai's here. Mayor's here. Everyone's here. Little Avram's here. And Book. Everyone's going to show their faces in 2 minutes, right? Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah. Need a moment. Okay, let's continue the Ramban and finish it today, hopefully. Because I want to go further. I sent you already comments for other sugyas. Keep you busy. Yeah, Yaakir's next. Where's the Yaakir? Where's the Bryce of Yaakir? I'm in base. Let me skip him out.
That's everyone else is doing.
What?
I think everyone else is doing that. They had your calling Yaakir 2 weeks ago.
No comment. You know the people who only know classical sugyas? That means you have to figure out what's printed, the latest achronim, that's what they know how to say. So I don't have that problem. The Gemara says, it's bad news. Every shmur is no. The only question is what's most important. So you roll through it fast. Okay. Everyone else, I was looking at the YouTube of who's saying Shurim and what. I don't know. I don't think some people are even saying Yesh Nochlin anymore. Are they? I don't think so. At least it's not on the tube anymore. Right. Okay. So we learned let's finish this Ramban as we can. Let's go. So we understood Baruch Hashem, the question of the Ramban. Can you guys come closer? Look, I'm sitting here behind plastic. So come, bring it close. Huddle, you know, like a football game. Come on, Saul. You don't know what football is. Lazar, come here. I want to see you. Like Little Red Riding Hood. What big teeth you have. Oh, yeah. I was a dentist today. Hi, people. I actually was at the dentist today. Oh, that's right. No, Saul, you it's like checkers, you know, one move. You don't do two moves. Okay, oh, Mr. Harris, come join the lesser. He's waiting for your company. You guys are on time. These guys are here, you know, so they take their time. Okay, are we together? Michael, your chavrus is here. Okay, let's roll this Ramban. Well, this is the first time I'm sitting here with the computer and I'm with the computer. We're in the gush. Finally, my dream. My dream, you know, to retire and then finally, you know, go with there. It's either that or you should have the hotel. There's one or two options, man. Right there. Okay. Okay, Zot Ramban. Again, let's just roll it fast. We learned that the first shayla of the Ramban is, let's read it very carefully again. We understood, the Ramban understood in the very beginning, the word Tnai Batel means that Tnai is not Miskayim. We saw that before in the Lashon, the Ritva in Kedushin. It's like there, and we also took it out clearly out of the Taisus and Ksubis Nunvav, so it's there. So the idea of bottle meant to say that nice bottle, that's not miskayim. That's what he means. So this is what is it?
Ramban used Lashon Gemara, you're also supposed to do that. Ramban used-
I see. I failed to see the difference. At the end of the day, so does the Rambam, so does the mitzvah, and says nice bottle, and he means there in the bottle. It means in the miskayim. You forgot to look that up again. Look at it again. You know, you're becoming a chazaka. I'm very happy with you. You're mamish ma'asher toish b'ofet. Chazaka ovedish nachzuke b'diburei. Yeah, but if you read Rambam and Pirkei Avos, it says that's not a mile of a chacham. Talmud shel chacham, basic nicht, aber nicht kein mile von a chacham. Aber nicht der Zikr b'dur is not a good mile when it comes to learning. Okay, we saw the Ritva. It's like there. Okay, you can't move that away. Okay, that's before she used the language "nai bottle" to mean "nai" is not miskayim. Once you have that the Lashon Ritva and you see the flow of the Rabban, you figure out what read is the simpler one. You come to a conclusion that's the simpler one. It's called Occam's razor. Remember that? So come on, why do we have to waste time? Okay, I mean, Kodesh guys don't know. Okay. Steht das which means the Tnai is not miskayim. Al korchai Tnai kafel who. This is pointing out this question specifically according to Reb Meir. He's not even asking it according to Rabbana. Here the question is, why is he only asking it according to Reb Meir? Well, the answer is, now this is the question really also on Taisvus. Well, the answer is Pasha, because Allah is like Taisvus there's no other answer but to say that the Allah is like Reb Meir. So you say the fact of the matter, Allah is like Reb Meir, therefore he's asking the Libra Reb Meir, Libra Allah. In Taisvus and Ksubis, you have to say that, and he starts the same way. And Taisvus there is definitely not asking a question because his das is mishuyur. Taisvus is asking that l'chayra the Tnai is not miskayim, so the ma'aser should be batal. And the answer is, what does Taisvus answer? That the Tnai to be batal ma'aser has to be done with the Bnei Godim Nerubei. That's not even an answer to a question. What about his das? It's not even on the page. So clearly he's there in Taisvus. We see that he's simply asking, bring out koch. The kafle Tnai doesn't mean to say, and the Quran not asking Zalibid Rabbanon. Lav davka. Means that the halach is like Reb Meir, so obviously he did kedina. That's all it means. I want to put this on the table. It should be very clear. Why is he being mayor this? He's being mayor this probably once again because the shikha the Ari showing to think that by almanas you don't have to have Tnai kafel. So he's pointing out that Reb Meir applies also here. That's what we elaborated on in last year. Okay, so he says the same thing. We keep this is Reb Meir's sheet over there in Samachalif, the Initai Kafel, that's the Mishnah. We keep again, Ikel and Mitmal, us we have a question. Eicham Rina Reizum Kudeshes with Nai Bata. This is Das Reb Meir, by the way, right? How do we say here in the name of Reb Meir that we say that what? Reizum Kudeshes with Nai Bata. Even the Nai Bata, since the Nai was not Miskayim, Einem Kudeshes. This is the question of the Taisvus, parallel to that Lashon Ritva, parallel to the stomach of the Taisvus and Ksubis. The Alpha Gavle don't they go to Reuben equals he is saying the Teretz of Ri. If those who saw the Taisvus and Ksubis, he's actually inferring the Teretz of Ri. Alpha Gav, it's not done with Bnei God of Bnei Reuben. Is a chiddush. In other words, the fact that the Tnai is not miskayim is not within the exercise kasev. That's svara. He doesn't say that Tnai is not miskayim because they didn't make good Reuben. He doesn't say that he's not a loy moser b'yoda. He's a psachsor in Alchus. No, but whoever said doesn't say anywhere the God agrees. You don't know God agrees. Who say anywhere the God agrees? Doesn't say anywhere the God agrees. It's as simple as that. Therefore, there's no reason. There's no mocker to say he does. So we have no reason. So that's said us for. It's not because it's not doimel b'nei God b'nei Reuben. Without that, you don't have a mocker. It's as simple as that. You can make a million tnoim to add that other people should do things, and therefore a mela you're going to make. You will modify halacha, but you're not asking halacha to repeal itself. Since you're a bailim on the ma'aser and on the chalais, so you can decide you're a bailim and the higoyin to divide between the ma'aser and the chalais, and there's no reason why the Torah won't agree. And it's a chiddush, but the Torah agrees. But there's a logic behind it. You're a bailim on the ma'aser and you're a bailim on the chalais. As we explained by Chava the Taisus and Ein Dal Ksubas, Okay, you're buying them on the mice and you're buying them on the cholor. So there's a certain logic behind it. Just like the din is that you can be Kaddish La'achar Zman. You need a pasuk for it? No, it's not Parshas Noim. Person Mekadosh should be chal in 30 days. Not the whole thing should happen in 30 days. What's the halacha? If you say you should be chal in 30 days, that's if it's Noim. If he says no, the Kiddushin should be in 30 days. The Nifaf is that what happens, he's basically not finishing his Maisa. And the Maisa only finishes in 30 days. That's as far pshuta that he can do it because he's the Bala Maisa. He will decide how and when he's going to define the Maisa. And he's going to say the finalization of my Maisa to be Magdir, this Maisa, the Maisa Kedushin, is going to take 30 days. Does he need a pasuk for it? No, he's the Bala Maisa. It's up to him to be Magdir the Maisa. He has to define what he's doing, give it halachic meaning. Okay, I'm procrastinating. Too simple as that. He's very Jewish. Yeshiva Bacher. You know, we don't do today, but you can do tomorrow. That's the klal in life, right? Isn't it? It's always the yashkuf of atzlis. It's the hepech of what Torah wants. But this is minig yeshivas. But not yeshivish. But this is minig. That's the way it is. Al taseh hayom mashav shazot machal. They don't chabshuv yamecha l'fnei misoscha chabubala. It don't work. You know, people who say that never get anywhere. Chosum ubaduk. So this is the cloud. So maybe we understand. So that's a svar pshuta. That you have a svar that if it's totally in your das, you can play with your das, you can procrastinate with your das. So that's the case. Ein chanami, there's a chiddush of course, a ma'isa that you can modify. You can say added factors for the chalais to be chal. It's not mufkif from seichel. I can understand why you may need a pasuk. I can see that. Not sure whether, according to Ramban, you mamish need the pasuk. Not sure. The maskonis of Ramban. We'll talk about that later. But zicher that sheet is Taisus. Taisus, you need a pasuk. Without that, it wouldn't happen at all. In Ramban, it's not that mukhrach. But whatever it be, that's what he asked now. So he asked if that's the case. It's a big chiddush. Not only the fact that the Torah will not repeal itself is a svar pshuta. Not because it's not done they go to Neruven. That's a svar pshuta. That's what he takes for granted. The Tanai is not going to be mismale. That takes for granted. That's not because of Neruven. The same thing applies also in the Taisus Subas Nun Vav. Taisus took for granted Maslam Ashakasa B'Torah and the Tanai is not miskayim. And not because it's not done with Bnei Gad Bnei Ruvain. And so then he asked the kasha. It only means the Torah is not miskayim because of the svara. Finally, so if that's the case, why he asked the kasha? If that's the case, why the kedushin chal? And what is re-answered? Because the Tanai is not called Tanai because it's not done with Bnei Gad Bnei Ruvain. Equals beforehand you thought Maslam Ashakos Torah is not a problem. Bnei Gad Bnei Ruvain. In other words, you understood that the Torah will not agree with your Tanai, equals will not fulfill the Tanai, will not repeal its laws. That's got nothing to do with Bnei Gad Bnei Ruvain. It's a svara. The klal is the Torah lo tei mechlefes mechi teisi. Whoever said the Torah is going to repeal itself? That's what Paul thought when he tried to make Shabbos into Sunday. You say Yigdal, so if you maybe you say Yigdal, so lo yamir dato olamim, right? So this is why pshuta. So this is afagat le'damnei Gad Bnei Ruvain. What's that chisaron? The chisaron is that not there be Gad Bnei Ruvain. Therefore, it's not Parshas Noim was not in the Chadash there. Not pshat is the Torah won't fulfill itself. Parshas Noim was not said there. Now, once again, what's the svara? So the svara is the Chara using once again that same thing. Since there's the Tanai, which the Torah is not going to fulfill anyway, that's not the Tanai. The Torah gave you koyach to be masna to. The Torah is not going to give you a koyach hasnor for something which can't it's going to work anyway. And that's the lashon of Rashi and Makis. That beis and beis when it says einam davar mostly be yodei la'achnis olav. It wasn't given to you to make it Tanai. Who gives it to me? Normally, they go to Neruv give me the koyach of asnor. No, this is not Moshe b'yodcha, and that lies two things. This wouldn't happen anyway, because God doesn't change His law, and therefore we didn't give it to you to play with it. It's a very simple. That's the Ramban. So Ramban, I don't think there's more than that. I think the shot is that it's not a chsorn in the dibur. Davka. It's a chsorn in Parshas. It's nothing. He didn't say anything. I mean, you said so now. So what? It's not the Bnei It's not the chsorn in the dibur. It's a chsorn in Parshas Noim. You didn't get Parshas Noim. At this stage, he doesn't think it's a chsorn in the dibur. For example, Tnai Kafel is a chsorn in how to express yourself. Tnai Kadim Lamaisa, or for example, Hein Kadim Lalav, etc. It depends how we explained it. If we explained it, I explained it also source of how to be magdir what you're doing. Okay, we'll see shortly. We'll see shortly with that today. Okay, what's this? This is another independent svara. It's a pashtus svara that there's no. It's not that you have pashtus noim, but you're chosor on a prat. There's not a technical problem. There's no pashtus noim wasn't said on this. Because why would they give you something that we didn't plan to repeal? I'm not going to give you a koyach that I'm not that I should. I'm not. We're not doing it. It's not going to happen. You were given Parshas Noim in order to be able to do something. We didn't give you a Parshas Noim in order that it shouldn't work. That would be an aksiba m'shagas. God's going to give you a Parshas Noim and Neged Torah in order that it should not be fulfilled. Why would they give it to you? That's what he said. It's not time of Bnei Gad Bnei Reuben. Now, Kamin is at the moment he doesn't think the chishon in the dibur, he thinks the chishon in the koyach. Why do I say that? Because anybody knows this from Ramban till the end knows that afterwards he said it's a koyach chishon in the dibur. But at the moment he's not saying that. Why? Because he's asking a question. Since it's only a chishon in the Parshas Noim, so forget it. So there's no Parshas Noim. But at the end of the day, there's a shear in the das. This is the question. So he says, "Nema shamaisa butla kivish is nekach beferish." This is the second question. You didn't say the chsorn in the dibur, they didn't express yourself. You didn't say, you simply said there's no Parshas Noim. Okay, so forget Parshas Noim. It's a shira in the das, which Lamaisa, those who open a ritva know the ritva taka learns that way. The ritva taka learns that Master Masha Kosabatar is the shira in das. It's not Parshas Noim. I don't know if you learned ritva kedushin, whatever it be. You'll learn ritva, you'll see it over there. That's like Reb Kiveger and the Sivis, all these achronim that learned that Amanashe ein sheksus v'oinav, Amanashe ein b'shikcha. Remember, I showed you that Reb Kiveger, he said it's not a tnai, and the Lashon Master Mashab Kasator is a Shem Mushol. It's a borrowed term. That's a lav dafka. You have to have big shoulders to use to say. Reb Kiveger says it, and the Sivis says it. Well, thank God, at least the Ritva says it, okay? Because all the other Rishonim say that they don't even dream of talking that language. Not the Balei HaTosfos, not the Ramban, not the Rashba. This is Ritva. So I just want to do this to the man Kvoidam Shulgdeli Rabbi Sheinu, that they weren't totally off the screen. Thank God there was someone that agreed with them. It's like in the life when you do law, you're going to learn you have to have precedent. No precedent, don't work. You have to have. You'll see. They get this. Right. So he has the great kasha. The Ika man the Torah. Now here's the kivish the beferish. What's he referring to? And if he wasn't master beferish, I thought we understood the Bichal Lavet Shemea Hain. Everyone agreed. The question was, is that part of your dibur? But there's no suffix of what you meant. We dealt with this at the very, very beginning when we discussed this. This is Lay Gar than Yodis, for goodness sakes. There's no suffix what you mean. The question is that what you said? That is it nothing more than Dvarim Shabalev and nothing more than that? So what do you need Histon Beferish? It touches, he's clearly inferring to because there is a third possibility. The other possibility would be, especially when it comes to Nedarim, as we will see later when he brings, there's a possibility. I'd like this to happen. If not, I'll go with the regular. There is that odd possibility. Now, when it comes to that, that's enough. It's enough to say that what will happen. So what are you going to say? So if it's Histon Beferish, you're misalik that possibility. That's what Rabbi Natan, we'll discuss this later. So this is what he's inferring already here. So there's no tzad l'chayr of the tzura or anything else. He simply pointed out, and he said explicitly, and if not, I do not want it. So then what are we going to talk about? How are we going to be metav just dibura? The ikiman the tar is the achi amarla. What's he trying to answer? This is not a t'nai against directly to the system. A t'nai to the system doesn't work. No, here's something else. It doesn't work either, but it's not to the system. What is it? It's I'm asking you to be Michael in order that the Chiyuv shouldn't be Chal. I'm rephrasing it to make it accurate, okay? I want you to be Michael, and your Mechila creates the Chalois of the Maisa, as we understand what that means, okay? And that Maisa and that Chalois is going to be Chal together with your Mechila. And Mamela, the Chiyuv won't be Chal because the Chiyuv Mammon can't be Chal without a Teveah. And Mechila is a Silica Tviyah. So I'm asking you to be Michael. Now, what's the problem there? So that doesn't answer anything yet. Then he continues and says, and therefore what? If that's the case, he's talking to the wrong person. This is not his Tnai, her Tnai. Why? The Rachmana Chive. Because the Torah is Mechayev Shekshis V'aina. He cannot with a Tnai, she cannot be Michael because of Tnai, this Chiyuv. I'll explain this in a minute. So I just wanted to get the dugmas to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. So you have to give parallels. We have to look at the parallels. Since we learned these sugyas, it's going to be very easy once we see the parallels to understand what he means. What does that mean? He can also be Michael, but no, T'nai left Nayu. Why Kiva did T'nai left Nadideyu? You made a T'nai with the person who doesn't have the Koyach to be Michael. You told me to be Michael, the Mechila won't work. Loi Chal ala Klal, therefore nothing was Chal. So now, Uvakai Gavna Amrina, now finally he's going to bring his Makar, and then we'll go backwards. Uvakai Gavna Amrina, Besechtes Kedushin Gabe Evet, Ki Ka'omer Lekni, what does this mean? What's the story there? So he bought his mucker. We'll take his mucker and then go back to understand what he's saying. This is the famous Gemara Daf Chav Gimel in Kiddushin. How exactly is an Eved Yotze B'Kesef? Can an Eved Knani be Yotze B'Kesef? Normally, the halacha is Kana Eved Kana Rabbi. Can an Eved? I don't have a Rajba Kiddushin here. Does anybody have a Rajba Kiddushin? It would make my life so much easier. No, those sheets. I don't think I have them either. I feel bad that you're going to have to trust me. I wouldn't trust myself. Is there a Rajba Kedu? You have the sheet? Oh, then yeah, but I don't play with this hot spot. Okay, let's see what happens. Wait a minute. For whenever. Just 1 minute. Let's see that Rajba inside, and that will allow us to correctly. Here. Where would this be? God, it's a while ago. Correct. Excellent. Yes, I have it. Okay. So the Gemara has a shiloh there. Whether you can say Almanat Shein the Rabcha Rishus Bay. See, the problem is whatever he owns belongs to the Adon. So what are we going to do? And the pashtus, and this is what the Raj already points out, the pashtus is that it means to say that you don't have a yad at all. He owns your yad. There's no you. You equals the Adon. He actually believes the Raj, but that's a machlekes tanoim. The Raj writes over there, and that's a machlekes tanoim, whether there's no you, or the din is there's a you, but you're makne to the, it goes through 2 stages. That's a Raj with them. Machlekes are blazer and chacham. If you hold Masam, if you hold Amanasha in the Rabcha Rishus Boy, it doesn't mean that you have no hand, you have no Yad Schia. Your Yad Schia is Meshuba to the Adon, and therefore your Schia now becomes the Adon Schia. But the Pshat is you have your Schia. Okay, you have what you have is Meshuba automatically to the Adon. The other side to say you have nothing. Your legal rights of your personality are not yours anymore. You're totally controlled. You're a zombie. You're nothing. This same according to the Rajba that Semachlekes Rebelazar and Chacham. Can we say Amanah She'en LeRabcha Rishus Bay? And now Mela, the money is yours, and you can be paid to yourself and give it to the Adon, Or can't we say that? This is the shaila on the table. So I'm going to read the Rashba, okay? We first read the second piece, and afterwards we'll go back to the first page. This is Moses. We're in Kiddushin Chav Gimel Amid Beis. Abai Lizkes Bei LaAdon Amrinain Avalei Lachavlei Hilkach Svilei Reb Meir Kivin Da Amalei Kni Kani Eved V'Kani Rabbe. As soon as he said acquire this, the Eved is kainen automatically, which means to say the Adon is kainen. Ukshenasne LaEved Kilo Nasne LaAdon. That's just very explicit. You gave it to the Adon. Mamish, yeah, that's the word. Mamish, very good. Yeah. What did he tell the Eved? Okay, you at the moment, you have nothing more. You have your own personality, but you don't have any personality which can take away monetary rights from the other. Okay, so personality, that's the other. Now I'm talking to you as a person which I want to give you a present to. So I'm telling you that he shouldn't be Zeicher. What's you? You're not the Baldin. You're talking to the wrong guy. You can't do a thing about it. You're not a Gavra to decide whether you're going to give it to the other or not. Who's talking to you? I'm going to talk to you. Say, I want to make sure you make sure that Shabbos happens on Sunday. The first days. You make sure the Shabbos is on Sunday. So the Rashba calls that Divrei Havai, the Ran and the Rashba. They call that Divrei Havai. You played it. You spoke to the wrong person. You make sure that the sky the moon should not rise today. Okay, I want you to Chodesh. I don't want to see it until next month. Okay, there shouldn't be a Rosh Chodesh. What's that? That's a Tnai. So give up of it. You know what I mean? It's Divrei Havai. That's what it is. If you're asking a person, it's much worse than Amnashe Tala Rakia. There at least you're Baldin. Elamai is a bit too hard for you. Okay, here you're not the Baldin B'chlal. You're talking to the wrong guy. You know, tell my mother that Mashiach should come. Not up to her. Well, it is, but not to the extent that you're not Baldin. That's what he says. The master mekabel hamatana ba'atzmai. You're master with a kabel matana. I'm telling you, and I want to make sure that you should not be. You shouldn't have a total steal. I'm going to give you a matana ba'amanata. You shouldn't be able to do certain things with it. Problem. No problem. We can modify. You can decide if you want to exert the kaiches of using certain rechuyas mamai. Well, then this is not a matana. But I'm talking to you. You're the makabel matana, and you can decide whether you're going to exert the schus or not. You're going to use schus mamon, not give up your schus mamon. Call what something which you can, and not all of what I want. What you want, you're going to get. That's between you and me. We're both balei din. I'm the giver. You're the receiver. Each one can give and receive to the extent that he wants to, the extent that the other one wants to, etc. That's very true. But by an Eved, it's not that way. He's not a baldin. You spoke to the wall. It's Yiratzi. You went to an Adon and you said, "I'm giving you a Menashe Tizke." That's worse than Divrei Havai. I'm giving you a present, Almanata, you shouldn't have it. Oh, you are married, Almanata, you're not married. Do you understand? And that's taking the step, which the Ramban's going to say shortly, but at the moment, let's just see this stage. Person is not the right person. That's number one. Rabban Sabra, the Riraj, we're going to be Ikari Kani Evet. El Delchizachi Evet Zacha Adon, Mikayach. Very big yesod. You should remember. This will hit you all over shots. The din of yada eved ki yad rabbi, which sounds like an extension. Ad kedei kach, what the din is. I'll give you an example. It's really interesting. If they Shailin Gemara in Ashayel, about Mitzia, what's the din? Can you send a shaliach? By the din is if you're mashil something, the shayil is chayiv b'einsin. But if it's by if you're a marshal, also you're masking yourself. I plowing the ox. By levima, what's the halacha then? Meisam machmalacha, or by levima, the din is in the chanami, then the shayla is butter. The shayla is potter. Anan is potter. Oh, what happens if the shaliach? I'm going to sit there. I'm going to plow. I'll send my shaliach, one of my boys, to plow. You know what I mean? The Gemara says it doesn't work. I need your person. I need you there. I don't need people which are notarized with your legal rights. I don't need your legal rights. I need you as a person there. So Gemara says, okay, what about an eved? Gemara says eved shaloi works. Eved shaloi works. Eved shaloi works. Why? And eved's not a shaliach. The eved is nobody. The eved is nothing more than an extension of my alter ego. It's not from the Gemara. Okay, I want you to Dina that way. I want you to look it up in the beginning of a shayla. Okay, this is the eved shaloi works. It's not a get a shlichus. An eved is an extension of the person. Well, that's emes la'alocha because we paskin ein chanami that yad eved ki yad rabbi. That could be interesting. But according to this day, according to the Ravis Taichin Rabbana, that the eved is zeicha and it's zeicha after the adain. Will this fit with that idea that we just mentioned that the eved has his own personality, nothing more than the personality of the adain? Well, it doesn't really fit that well. This is tzarchiyans which I'm just bringing up. They have to be clear to see how this fits with the different shitas. I'm going to say that Gemara goes to one day and not the other. There's a similar question on the table in the relationship of a Naira, Amarasa, and her father. Imam is a similar thing. Also, in Machlekes Yamam arrive in Hilchos Nara Psula. What's the din if a guy says to a girl, "Hey, she claims anasto, you see, you raped me, you chayiv, tsar, and other things," and he says, "No, this was consensual." PTC. It's okay. There, fine. The knas, I'll pay, but don't tell me tsar. No, what kind of tsar? There's no tsar. Normally, you pay tsar by the maid tsar. Piece of kurglai. You pay by oinus. Why would you pay? Zot the Gemara, zot the Rama holds it in Chanami. It's might have a mixas, and you have to swear. In fact, derive it. Why you just swear? When she claims from him, she's claiming mona la abba biyodcha. She's claiming, you don't get the money, girl. It goes to daddy. It's mana la'abcha b'yotcha. You're not the Baldin. And the Rama holds you are the Baldin. So the Magid Mishra, the Kesef Mishra, one of them say over there, look, this is already taking me yesteryear, but you look, one of the boys on the left side, it's a Kesef Mishra. Okay, it's the right side of the page. So okay, it's that's not funny. That's you got to remember certain things. Okay, so so he said that's the shaila there. Whether the father has a direct gets the money immediately, or does it have to go through the daughter? That's what he wants to say. What the machlek is. Whether that's the pshat or not is totally irrelevant. The idea behind the thinking is what I need. That there's already precedent for this in the Ravid himself, which ties this type of a thinking is a machlekes Rabbi Lazar and Rabbanan by the relationship of an eved and an eved knani and an other, and that's what we need to know. Okay, so let's go further. What happened here? Here you go. Rabbanan said to me, "Koi kane eved alechizacha eved zacha adam because chias eved hilkach kishehisten na eved heavily kishart learned alma the maslim." That was the source of matana, and you're mekabel matana. Is once it goes through me, I made a matana. I made it not with the t'nai. If this goes further, you're not getting anything. I want you to have it. Okay, you can have it. It's a davar sheba moment, not kain. So this is the shaila on the table. So taking this, that's very clear. So what's the Rashba doing here? The Ramban here is doing is following that same idea. He's saying just like over there, when you make it tonight to the wrong person, it's meaningless. Basically, when you made it play, I'm not saying the Rabcha Rishus, but according to Rabbi Lazar, it's meaningless because you spoke to the wrong guy. That's what he says. You're not the Bailim. You're as a person of your own. You're very nice. I can talk to you. As a Mekabel Matana, I can talk to you. But as much as you're the Yada, the Adon, the Adon is the Baldin, not you. I spoke to the wrong guy. Well, what's over here? Who's the Baldin here? The Teretz is you. Who's the Baldin? The Torah is the Baldin. You may have told her to be Michael. You may have told her to be Michael, but it ain't going to work because the Torah is going to decide whether it's going to help or not going to help. Now, let's understand why won't this Mechila help? Well, this one, Mechila won't help. It's a Davar Pashit. Because you understand, I said before, the Mechila will not help because the Mechila is part of a Tnai. That's what he writes. That's number one. Then he says, and there from Mela, it comes out that you're talking to the wrong person. It's just like Evan. So there's two stages here. Okay, let's understand the Lamdus of the Ramban. Ramban is saying, if I have a chayv, and I say, I'm going to ask that in 2 weeks from now, you should be Michael chayv. Okay. 2 weeks from now, you be Michael chayv. There's no, not now. No problem. What's the problem? The chayv was chal. No, I'm asking you. I'm making it tonight. Just like I can ask you to jump rope, I'm asking you to please exert your legal rights. Your legal rights is to waive your claim. But what's happening over here? Here, I want to create a kedushin, which the chalais of the kedushin is that what you should be. I want is, and we learned already before when we learned this before. We discussed this idea when we learned the Gemara of Reb Yehuda and Reb Meir. I want that this. When we learned Reb Yehuda and Reb Meir, and I explained what does it mean yado umacha lo yado umacha. I'm not now. You use all that. And this you see in the Ramban. What did I say? You should be Michael. I said I'm not she'ein l'chalais seishus v'ayna. And how do we understand? It means I don't want a chalais chiyuv. That's how we described that. That's how we explained it. But Ein Chanami, I have no problem. That's why we said the Gemara thought at the beginning that Lo Yado Machal, even if we Machal later, that won't be a problem. Remember we learned that? That's why I bought that Gemara before. The answer is Ein Chanami. If I had told you I'm making it tonight that when you find out about it, I don't know what, in a year from now, you should be Machal Gesundheit. That's not a problem. The problem is basically because what did I do here? I said basically, I'm making it that the chalis, the is not bichal. That's what I want. How do I do it? I don't tell the Torah to repeal itself. I can't. Torah won't listen to me. But I can tell you to be Michael, and you have a right to be Michael. Now the thing is, once you're Michael, there's no more tviyah. Once there's no more tviyah, the chayv isn't chal. Because it comes with basachas. You're mechila, and the chalois and the chayv come together. So that basically cuts off the possibility of the chal and chayv to be chal. Anything, the klal is anything can be basachas. That can be basachas, unless it's sequential. Anybody learned Git knows that. Okay, Gita v'yadi b'ayin ke'echad v'chulu. So Gita v'chatzere b'ayin ke'echad. We go endless places in Gemara. So if that's the case, that's what he's saying here. I have no problem to tell you to be Michael later, but to be Michael, to be your Mechila should be Michael the Chiv, and the Chiv and Mechila should be together with the Chiv, with the Chalish of the Chiv. Equals, I'm asking you to make sure that there's no Chiv. You can't do that. You're not about to do that. The Torah wants it says Kedushin is with a Chiv. Without that, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. That's not going to happen. And you're not the din to supply what I need. So I'll tell you something. The most koyach mechil you have is after there is a chayv, which is chal, you can be misalik yourself. But if you're still because the Siva, the Chayv should not be Chal, your Mechil is not going to work. You don't have a Koyach Mechil to make sure that doesn't happen. So once again, what he's saying is Lay Nimsa Biyada. He's actually saying the same thing. Lay Nimsa Yada to be Michael. She doesn't have the Koyach Mechil, and therefore what? Since she doesn't have that Koyach Mechil, so that's the good reason why the Tnai won't work. But why isn't the Chshon in the Das? The Tesh, because I spoke to the wrong person. As soon as you spoke to a person that can't deliver, you're talking Divrei Havai. Just like you spoke to the Adon. That's what he quotes the Gemara of Gimel and Kedushin. Just like when you spoke to the Abbot. You told him, you make sure the Adon doesn't have rishus in the money. You're crazy? You're talking to me. You talk to my mother. What's got to do with anything? I can't do this. It's like telling you, please make sure that the sun won't rise tomorrow morning. That's what he's saying. So there's two stages here. You have to chop in this Ramban. First of all, he says this kind of mechila, you can't be Michael. Why can't you be Michael? because you don't have a koyach mechila to make sure that the chayv Torah isn't chal. Period. That's number one. Now, once I asked you to do it, I asked you to do something which is not, you're not the person to arrange that the chayv shouldn't be chal. It's all based on one hanocha. I didn't tell you the words be Michael. I said almanas she'ein she'eksus v'oina, almanas that there shouldn't be a chalois chiv of she'eksus v'oina. I elaborated on that last week, and here's where it comes into play. This is actually where it all came from, if you want to know. This is what he said. Otherwise, we wouldn't understand. I'm not going back to old shur, the difference between yado macho and lo yado macho. It says lo yado now, be moichel in a month from now. And we understood that's called master masha kasa b'tei. Remember? The Torah says, I need lo yado macho now. So here's the cloud. So he says, he ties up the Ramban that no, in issues, there's no such thing. And he says that's the same reason by Ainur. Now he's going according to Reb Meir. Remember, Reb Yehuda argues here. We haven't talked about this. This is Reb Meir. According to Reb Meir, why doesn't it work? Because not, well, first it's like they go to Neruve. All the other things. I look her the shir and the das. No, because practically he also told her to do something which she's not about in, and therefore it's different havai. It's varm be'alma. To make a tonight with a person something which he's not capable of delivering because doesn't have the question. You should do. I want you to make sure that this happens. I don't have the tools to do it. Like asking me, will you please draw a jacon? What did I mean? Who drew the Joconde? I'm not even going to answer. You know? You know what I mean. Okay, what's Da Vinci's most famous painting? What? That's the Joconde in French. French as a second language. What'd you guys take? Did you guys take French? Sam, you speak French. So you know what the Joconde is, I'm sure. If he wouldn't, his mother would kill him. Okay. Anyway, weiter. I told you, I know the world, at least that. Remember, my mother told my mother, she'd say, Olam Yehei Adam, period. First be a mensch. Second, be your Shemayim, where, but say Subagoli, but first be a human being. You got to brush up on your French. Okay? Weiter.
Why doesn't there?
Can I finish? Why doesn't I couldn't care less? What he says is what I care.
But he doesn't say.
He does. He writes the diamond, the Gemara, that she's in Lavdi Do. What's Lavdi Do? That's you to run. What is it? So what's the chsarn? So what's the chsarn? Nothing say. When you talk between intelligent people, you don't have to explain things which are like obvious. But you really want to know. Look at the Rishon. Look either the Ran or the Raj. But one of the mentions that continues and says this is the Rabbi. I think it's the Ran. Kedusha Ran. You look it up. They bring the Ramban and they add the added word. Okay, you're looking at either the Ramban or the Raj. One of the two. It's from here. No, it could be here, maybe here, or in Kedusha. 1 minute. You know what? Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yeah, try there. Try here or there. Okay, maybe even here. Okay. Because this obviously, what else is the teretz? Because if it's only a chesron hichasnoim, you're still stuck with a question. The focus of the answer was one word, wasn't it? Tnai lav didehu. That's what he said. The whole thing afterwards came as an elaboration. But look at the original sentence. V'hai tnai lav tnai didehu. She's not the one that you can make the tnai with. And he explains, which is parallel to the Evet, which we read the Rashba, which really in the River, which really explains exactly that. So if that's logically, this is what he's saying. He's saying, I made a t'nai with the wrong person. And afterwards, he goes a whole shtickle Torah to explain why it's the wrong person, because the mechila doesn't work. And then he gives a whole shtickle Torah to explain why it's the wrong person. But what's the answer to the question? L'chayr did the shir and das. The answer is no, there's no shir and das because he made the tonight with the wrong person. Okay, you know what, Mayor? Please explain how you're going to explain that answer. Oh, well, that. So you can wallow in your question, or you can accept enlightened truth. One of the two. Weiter. When you play chess, you understand it doesn't have to say mafurish. If this is the only option, that's what you're going to do.
I didn't trust my.
Sit with me a few more years, you'll trust yourself. That's your problem. You have to, I don't know, someone has to give you more power to think. It's okay. It's a never push. Okay. No, it's very good. No, you learn more. I think all of us still don't trust ourselves at a certain stage. And the more we learn, the more we see Rishonim. I know what I'm saying here. Okay. The more we see how Rishonim think, we understand their thinking, and we can then extrapolate that kind of a thing. You're formed. It doesn't always fit like the classical other literature, but why would you care? At the end of the day, that's what counts. Okay. So take time. How many years are you guys learning Gemara? I mean, how long are you learning Gemara? 2 years? 3 years? So it takes time. Right? 1 year takes time. Right? Zoter Ramban. Right? Kasha now he's got a problem. And the problem is, this is nice to say that basically he's saying, why is it called Divrei Havai? It's called Divrei Havai because basically you made it tonight with the wrong person. That makes sense by a place where you made it tonight with a person to do something and he can't do it. It doesn't make sense when you make it tonight in the Zirus and you say, Areini Nazar, Manash Shalosh Teyayin, Shesh Teyayin, V'Sheikh Galeach. Okay? That's the Chatchila going against the Torah of Yisadav Tzazayin. And here he doesn't mention the Divrei Havai yet. You see, when you talk to him, you ask him to do something he can't do. That's Divrei Havai. But here you didn't say, so you said something that you couldn't have meant. He doesn't extrapolate the moment to say it also here. That's another stage in his thinking. That's why he asked this question. The question is not because you're repealing Divrei Torah. That was not the question and the answer in the first answer. The fifth answer is because this is happening, you are talking to the wrong person. But no, batel. You can't say mechila. The mayor naming name Hassam the Lav Nazihu. According to mayor, we should definitely say he's not another. He says something interesting. According to the mayor that he said tonight, couple, he shouldn't be a Nazir. Why? Not because the tonight is not Mismala anymore, because that's time of Begab Ruvain, because it's that my shir my das. That's what he's asking. So he says, Bish, because according to Rabban, here he has an answer. We're talking without Philos at night. We said there's something else. Here I can't say Michal Lav Shemei because it's not true, because there's another option. Because people don't unusually don't say something when they realize it's not going to happen. Not that the Ram, when he brings this right before, but the granted, the Gemara knows it takes for granted, the person makes it night. Episode to Galant, episode Gemara. And he knows the dinner master Mashikosa Bater. Without the Ran, I would say this is Svaras Torah. It's much harder to say, but the Ran. You can look it up, it makes my life easier. So you have complaints, you go to him on this one. It's not necessary to have an option where the Master Mashikosa doesn't work. He's not going head on into a wall. So he's saying, I'd like this to happen. Here, it's not only don't we hear it, I know what you mean. So here, there's a you don't know what you mean. Okay? Name of the lav nazir who, so he has a question since kaflit knows we definitely know what he means. So the shir and the das. Here he brings the Rabbeinu Tam found the Taisi Shonim and Vav. With the Taisi Shonim, so he actually brings also the question of a nazir there and all the other questions. He answers them all with one big piece. And he says this far that what? He doesn't say it's a chisar b'nei gad b'nei Ruvain. He doesn't say all the swears of Mechila, all these other things. He simply says the cloud gadol masa mashal is called like a maflik b'dvarim. Why? Do me the tnai sheyef shel kaimai. The Sefer the Bak maflik. That's mufresh halacha Shulchan Aruch Rambam Amarash Shetala Rakia. Is a maflik b'diburim. It's different by Baalma. We don't care about it. Now it's very interesting. So this is a new svara. He should use a similar svara day. Okay, day. But here Rabbeinu Tam is saying something totally different. He's saying his svara komas mashikoz kimaflik b'dibur. Now here it gets to be interesting. And we take it for granted the man knows the halacha. That's what you're going to have to say. Is that what it means over here? The man knows the halacha and knows that, and that's why it's maflik b'dibur yichatchila knows that. He knows it's not going to work, so he doesn't really mean it. The problem is if he knows it's not going to work, so why is he saying anything? Is he not sure if it's going to work? What's he doing here? So if you say it's a svara of the system, part of Reuven is that the halacha is that something which is that is called halacha sees it as a davar she'ein mamish. So by Abanash Rakia, every child knows. You don't need a system to say it. But the thing that everybody knows. This is something which you have to think about. I'm not going into, I want to finish this, but this is a Pesach Pasuach which you have to go through. Does he mean the Das Neider? Or does he mean the system, Das based on Ibnei Adam or whatever other indications it would be? This is a shayla which has to be dealt with. Let's go further. Vakati Kasha. The Niche Gabaget Vikdushin, this I understand. It doesn't make sense this haflaga b'dibur. Why not? So here he says something interesting. When do we say this idea that's called haflaga b'dibur? Itaka knows it's not going to work. He wants to see her reaction. Or he's abusive. And he wants to state his abusive posture. And if she accepts it, then sorry, it won't work. But you will not have me. You know, he's abusive. So either expressing his abuse, or he wants to see how much she willing to take, how much does she love him, or whatever. One of the two. Either tzurka mechavan or leboitka means he's definitely being Messiah. The question is this the kavanah sar or this is levoitka to see whether she can handle pressure, right? Just so that's why if we're talking about a person that knows it doesn't work, so why is he saying this? He doesn't know it doesn't work. I'm giving color to this question. You understand? If he knows it doesn't, what's he saying? He says, by kedushin, I am. Understand why you're saying it with surah or laboyin that he knows it doesn't work, and why is he doing it, right? But that he knows it doesn't work. Otherwise, it works. He knows it doesn't work, okay? But she doesn't know, that's why he's doing it. So if that's the case, by Nada, it's the case, if by Nazar, so what's he doing? He knows it doesnn't work. Who does he want to avoid? Himself? So it's not the Divrei Avai because it's Divrei Avai because you know it doesn't work. So that's why you must have ulterior reasons of saying it. That's the Agdora. So he says, why would a person stand talk gibberish? In other words, the idea is, and if he does say it, then Mikitaki doesn't know it doesn't work. And if Mikitaki doesn't know it doesn't work, it's not Divrei Avai anymore. And the Divrei Avai is not because it won't work halachically, because you know it won't work. That's what's coming out of here. He understands what's coming out of this question. I'm not saying this Rabbeinu Tam, but I want to see how Ramban understood Rabbeinu Tam, because you follow the questioning, the logic of the follow-up questions, you can see how he's relating to it. What's he saying? He's saying the chayret masmash kotov is matha b'dibur. He says, why? Because let's think at the moment. We can say because he knows it doesn't work. So why is he saying it? Stam get narishkeit. So he says that doesn't make sense. But you want to speak narishkeit, you don't speak narishkeit. No one speaks narishkeit for nothing. Obviously, some kind of a logical reason of why you're saying this. So Bishlam by Kedushin, it's very simple. You have a purpose of saying something you know doesn't work because she doesn't know it doesn't work. You want to check her pressure scale. To what extent? How can she handle pressure? Okay. How can she handle his abusive posture? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Some people, I guess, need that. Yeah, there's a Rambam and a Ravid about that. About the Rambam says, that we makin the shusayim of a makel. I think the Ravid says loinogu came from konversenu. Okay, I saw that years ago before I got married. If you always remember that Ravid, loinogu came from konversenu. Okay, he's right. Okay, so. At the end of the day, so what's happening? He knows it doesn't work. And why is he saying it? He's saying it simply because he wants to mitzvah. So he asks the question, by another, by another, it doesn't work. Why would you be saying it? So the anacha is, why is it called Divrei Avai? Because you know it doesn't work. Equals, it's a svara of yourself. You're saying Divrei Avai, not the right. Called it Divrei Avai. Someone say something? Okay. Oh, I'm hearing myself. How am I doing that? I don't know. Are you doing something there, Mayor? It's between me and you. Hi, guys. Okay, so here we see clearly in the Ramban that Pshat is this question of Das Adam. You know it doesn't work, so why would you? You obviously meant to do it for exterior reasons. So now he asks this question that doesn't have by Neder and by Nazir. And the Gemara says, and Ramban says, who Nazir with Naibatel? The Chayri wasn't mafli b'diburms, therefore it's the shir in the dark, therefore it shouldn't be a Nazir. Ve'emer a'i rabbanan. No, the answer is going a libid rabbana that you don't need. He's making a kimta that you don't need it like kafel. So as we mentioned out before, so as far as the Noam is concerned, you would have to say it. And since you didn't do it, okay. In other words, what's he doing? It's not the tzur kamachaven, and over there, enochanami. You're going to have to say that it means something totally different. Kimta, we're talking in the mayor, the chayyid shouldn't be chal, because he said mefurish imlay nazir. According to mayor, b'kahai gavna, since the possibility to say it doesn't work and it's gibberish and gibberish doesn't make sense. So what he meant to say is, if not, I'll be a regular nazir and I'll forgo the tonight. This is okay. Kimta and the Gemara, okay with me. In other words, what's he doing? He's accepting the idea of Rabbeinu Tam to a certain, not accepting, he's accepting the viability of Rabbeinu Tam. The problem with it is this Gemara over here. Mashenke, when it comes to, let's talk about without Rabbeinu Tam, The previous answers of Mechila weren't going to help him anyway. So he has to use Rabbeinu Tam for this, for the shir and the das. Now what happens in the next paragraph? Like the last daf over there. This was in Alexandria. Okay, there was a Beis Chanya, a pseudo Beis Hamikdash they made there, which is the Maisa. It's nothing. It's a Beis Hamikdash. There's another shiloh, what it is over there. Whatever it is, it's not a Mikdash. Okay. Then you have to be Megalech, the Nazir, Bishmei Tyra, and the Mikdash. She has to take the hair and put it under the dud where they cook these raya, where they cook the shlamim. Right? Amanash Galeh Beis Chani Yigal b'Mikdash. B'Mgir Beis Chani Yatza. What does that mean? Mufashin Osam b'Gemara Da'u Gavra Litzur Nafshi K'Machavit. What does it mean? Isagi Beis Chani Tarachna. You know, if this Nazir stuff, you know, like not to take a haircut, and this obviously was a problem with people. Okay. It's 30 days and it'll have to click, but you need it. Okay, you know, I never understood it too well. You ever understood it till 30 days? It's a big deal. Officially, you know, maybe I didn't take care for 3 months. I looked like Robinson Crusoe. So that does something else. But 30 days. He says like this, if I live in Alexandria. So if it's enough to do this in Beis Chanyai, Terachna, I'll do it. Pirush Ravina Nazir. I don't mind being a Nazir. Might as well, you know, do that. Pirush V'Chalav Shem Nazir's Mikor D'Tnai. If I can't, I don't want to do this. I don't mind being a Nazir. I don't mind not taking haircuts, but there ain't no way I'm traveling all the way to Israel to get my haircut. What does it for? Is he bringing us Reb Meir and the Alpha and Bezim of Metzia, which is Leila Dina? It can't be, right? First of all, we don't even paskin that chilik in Reb Meir, as we elaborated on. We don't even paskin Reb Meir. This is gefährlich. But we don't even paskin that chilik in Reb Meir. We have Abaye, we have Rava. Remember, we did that whole sugya. We know that's not in the parsha. So what exactly is the Ramban? Does anybody remember? I did all that legwork for this. I know it's not. I need someone to tell me why. You know, sometimes I ask questions. I want to hear what you have to say. I used to do it quite often. And then the day later, I tell you what there was. What's try this Ramban? What's his question? His question is by Beis Chanya. What did he say? Amnashe Galeh Beis Chanya. What does the Gemara say? Sure, Kamachavin. Isagi Beis Chanya Tarachna. Lavina Nazir. V'ilai Terachna. V'lei Chalav Shem Nazirus Mi Kari the Tnai Kayim. Now, why is it Tnai Kayim? Amai Midiraisa Angular Beis Chanya. Because the Masa Masha because of B'Torah, and therefore the Tnai is Batel, and the Mice is Kaim. He's a regular Nazir with this. What's the problem? What does he answer? Well, it depends. Here's not a Masa Masha because of B'Torah, because it's not Mechavan La'akad V'Torah, because he actually thinks this is legal. Since when's it telling your kavana or not kavana? It's a mitzvah kavana, I know. Where's the halacha here that the Masa Masha story is tzorich kavana? The only thing we had something like it is kavana la'akim, but mitzvah and not base. Which there we explained it to mean a getter in mechila. By the way, I don't know if you remember. But even if you don't accept my interpretation of that, you weren't around probably for that year. Okay. But even if we don't accept that thinking, we know it's nitchema halacha anyway. Why would the Ramban bring it up? No, David, obviously it's not that. So what is it? It's the other side. The episode. The others. They live on the other side of the island. Who are the others? What the pshat? You guys didn't learn this. It's clear as day. You rolled through it. Clear as day. I want to tell you something. When you see Ramban, he talks so much, and he's like the big boy. You take him seriously. Like the last thing you do is open a Milchamis and not read it. How can you? It's a big Milchamis. Did you read it? You read it. You worked hard. So this is the same author. The letters are bigger. The Rashba would be sit Shevan Akiyim on a thing like this. The Ritva would, and you don't. I'm serious. Okay, I'm going to leave the question hanging, but it seems to be quite obvious in context. This has nothing at all to do with that. This has to do with the fact we're trying to figure out what he means. We're looking to his intent, just like you're saying Esvav L'Tzur K'Mechaven, means you're trying to understand what does he really mean. So by the fact that he thinks that this is okay, he obviously doesn't mean X means Y. Take that and now go back. In other words, he's based on the whole idea of Afloga B'Diburim, the whole idea of translating the content. What does man mean in content? Okay, I'm not gonna do this for you now because I don't think you know the Gemara. I don't think anybody who knows the Gemara Menachos. I'll be honest with you. There's an issue give Zara Lamoilach. You know what I mean? I don't put my Priya Das between Aish and between Al-Eitzim Al-Avonim. But hello? Please come tell me tomorrow morning. I'll be, by the plastic. Okay? Meet you at the plastic, boys. Right. But I'm giving you what it means. David, you'll know in 5 minutes. Again, he's simply saying that in context, since he doesn't plan to go against the Torah. So obviously we must translate his words in a certain context as opposed to any other context. He doesn't think it's a Shem Avodah Zarah. He thinks it works. And therefore? So the Maisa, so therefore what?
If he knew that it wouldn't work, then he wouldn't have done it in Beis Hamikdash. If he went to Yerushalayim, he went to Yerushalayim.
Okay.
So if he goes to Yerushalayim, then we know he wanted to go to Yerushalayim. If he went to here, then he never wanted to go to Yerushalayim.
Good. Didn't take too much. Weiter. Now this is a big problem. Tnai shebenazir hecha v'tna. V'arei kol tnai she'ef shel lasis adei shaliach laf tnayu. Ki aminu le'el be'in chalitza. What's this question? This is a question of Taisvis. The Gemara there in Nazir Daf Yud Aleph is a big Mishnah. That's the Sugya there, which I'm dying to hope that you looked at it inside. I sent it to you. There's a big Mishnah there, and there the Gemara clears what happens. A person makes Nazir al Manat that he should be able to drink wine, etc. There's the Gemara there, Reb Shimon and the Tanakama, and finally the Gemara takes for granted there's a din of Tanai. Yud Aleph Amid Aleph, and the Gemara says it's Masla Masha Kasab B'Torah. Taisvis writes over there. In different masla, they have a masla mashikosa b'Torah. The k'sha'amar reini nazir chayil alav naziris l'chol milah. This is reminiscent of lashon ri. If you listen carefully, the ri in Subis and Vav. Hear the language of Taisvis and see how it reflects that. The k'sha'amar reini nazir chayil alav naziris l'chol milah. V'chi amar al menas matil hatnai al mashikosav b'Torah ubatel hatnai. Just remember that language. Go back to Ri in Ksubas, try to understand the dynamics. Again, language is one sentence means everything. Now you're adding something on which is already there. What does it mean? Okay, he's simply screaming, not that language, but something like it, which has to be understood. Okay. Why not? Because it's a davar shebegufay. It's not just a davar shebegufay. Davar shebegufay means I can't ask you to put on tefillin for me. because the goal, it has to be on my hand. Your hand isn't mine. With the greatest, all the yeshiva sh'torah, at the end of the day, shlichus doesn't make your hand mine. It makes, at the best, my hand, which is reminiscent of my legal capabilities, can be extended in my legal powers of my hand can be extended in your hand. That's when we say yoda arichta, if you recall that. But it doesn't mean that all of a sudden my hand becomes like the hand of Bas Paroi, which becomes like 20 amas, and you're part of the last 10 amas. That's not what it means. That's for children. Okay, it means to say that yad is a word used as yad eved kiyad rabba. You think it means the 10 fingers? V'nasa b'yada, does it mean the 10 fingers? No, it means b'shusa. That's how you know they didn't have gaga chaser v'karfifa. You can put it anywhere from the word biyada. You went Rashi. Very nice. You do me the yad, it's the best. But that's what yad means. Yad means rishus. If that's the case, you understand one thing. When I say yad eved kiyadra, it means his legal capabilities of acquisition, transmit, etc. These things are yad. So yad arichta means you are the extension of my legal powers. It's called you are basically become empowered with my legal rights. Okay, that's all it means. But it doesn't mean say you are me. Okay, so that we understand that's a davar pashut. If that's the case, what's happening here? So is that the reason why a nazir can't have a shliach? No, it's worse. Because yad arichta means a shliach at the best can do for me, but he is not me per se. Is nazirus an umbrella name for a lot of practical obligations and restrictions? Or is nazirus a definition of a person? Once the person is defined that way, he has a lot of laws governing him. Like a kohen. Is kahuna a kahuna nothing more than a word which describes added restrictions and obligations? And we call that kahuna. Is that all you are? You're a bag full of laws? Or is it basically, it's an adjective. It's a pronoun. It's describing who you are. It's a toyar. That's what you are. A person in that legal status has laws which govern him because he is a different type of a person. A kohen is the little kidashtoi, right? He is perceived as someone above and beyond your status. Why? Because that's who he is. If the gavra is different, not just the halachas of what they govern, the laws are not. That's not when the zirus is. The zirus is not. When I'm a kabbalah zirus, am I saying, oh, it's a nice short. It's like shorthand for saying I don't take haircuts, I don't become tameh, I don't drink wine and grapes and things like that. And what else? And after 30 days, I got to hair, and I got to put the hair under the dud, and I have to bring a carbon, and I need all that in one word. I already need nazir. That's pretty cool. Is that what it means, or is already nazir means no? I have now transformed myself into a Nazarene. Right? I have the crown of God on me. Read Ramban and Rashi what nazir means. Nazir can mean mufresh, set aside for a certain status, or nazir can mean I have a crown above me. What are they talking about me in a certain aspect? An Eishes Ish, is that just a bunch of laws governing it, or is an Eishes Ish a definition of who the Gavra is? Well, your wife will tell you, okay? She's transformed. What do you think? It's a davar pashut, not just emotionally. They definitely think so. Halachically, says a chalais Eishes Ish, he needs a matir. Okay, the din is what would happen if the man's dead. You need a pasuk to say she's mutter. Without a pasuk, she's not mutter. Do you know that? Okay, it's not just ish to shel ish. A ish which makes a covenantal relationship with a girl, even he's dead. She now is changed into a certain type of personality. She's mufka from issues, for goodness sakes. Without a pasuk, we would have thought that even she's now monocondition that type is in her. Hello? So that's it. Now, what is a nazir? L'mais, it's a chuvin av maluim. 3 shittas nachroinim. Maribal, Marishdam, one of those, look, you look it up in the chuvas av maluim. He wants to know what is nazirus. It's a big enough community to understand what happens here. Pashtus, it's just like a shisi, it's just like a hegdish. It's not an umbrella of a bunch of laws. It's a redefinition of who you are, and in that redefinition, there are laws which govern your status. Let's just take that as a given before we go further. Well, if that's the case, no one else can be redefinitioned for me. Who's redefined? Me or you? There's no shlichus in describing who I am. Can I claim someone else to be a claim for him? Shlichus is shaykhis to pa'ulos. Shlichus is not shaykh to a mitzias. Can I ask you, please be a claim for me and go eat trumas and go eat shlamim? Or some violent can eat, go eat kachim. You know what I mean? What are we talking about? It's a certain status. It's not a pa'ula. There's no such thing. That's what's happening over here. See, Bishlam by Baalin and Evid, I understand. The Baal of Behema is it's not a status, it's a relationship between me and the animal, which I'm now lending out to somebody else. That's a relationship. Think more clear, can that relationship be expressed also in Shlichus or maybe also in Evid? Because we have this relationship that you embody my legal thing, not my status. You're not me. No one thinks that Evid Shali can put on tefillin for me. Shayla B'Bailim will work, but it's not going to be that because that's describing. I need your relationship with the ox. So since your ownership or my ownership are one thing, I'm nothing more than an expression of your ownership. So when I'm there, your expression of your ownership with the ox is what's being borrowed out, lent out to the shoyo. That's easy. But when it comes to Naziris, it's not what the chsorn. The chsorn is because there's no pasha shlichus at all. According to that, is this question a question? Listen, less than Rishlichus, less than B'tnai. If definitely this question does not learn like Tyson and Ksuvas Ayin Dalet. Tyson and Ksuvas Ayin Dalet says what's the Chshor and Listen, less than Rishlichus, less than B'tnai, because you're not a Bailim on the mice and on the Chalais. It's a Maramukum to the mice and the Chalais. By Naziris, the reason there's no Shlichus is because there's no Parsha Shlichus said on being you being me. It's not because of that. What's it got to do with it? It's Ichson Hilchas Shlichus. There's no Marmakum here. Who's making the Maisa in Naziris? I am. Who's making the Chalais in Naziris? I am. For goodness sakes, it's my mouth making me into another. The Maisa is mine, the Chalais is mine. Ain't Shum Sufik B'kach. That's the Shishka Sufik B'chal. I'm making myself to another. As far as that's concerned, it's Kulay Yomer Shali. So what exactly is the Kasha of Taisus? What is the Kasha of the Ramban? The Bala Mice and the Bala Chalais, I definitely are by a Nazir. Just like we have Reneder. I'm making this also. I'm making myself into what I am. I'm definitely the Bailim. Who's the Bailim to make me a Chalais and Naziris? I am. Okay. Why can't someone else do it for me? Very simple. He can't do it for me because the Allah is, when we're talking about the Maisa of Naziris, it's Allah, you have to be Mavate. You have to, what to get of Naziris? A flaw. A flaw means basically expressing your thoughts. Okay, they have to be my thoughts, and I have to express my thoughts. You expressing my thoughts doesn't do too well. Because the expression of thoughts is to take them out of Dvarim Shabbalay, make them clear as thoughts. You can't express them for me. That's a technical problem. Okay, we're missing the Iker de Milsa. It's not because I'm not a Baila Chalosh, because it won't work. Pasha Shlichus doesn't help here. Just like it doesn't help that you can become me. The Chalosh of Naziris definitely doesn't work with Shlichus. That says a Chasson and Hilchus Noam. There's no Shlichus on this thing. Like saying, tell me Shlichus on becoming a Jew. It's not Shach in the Parsha B'chal. Therefore, L'chari, the Tzorchi and Godly is how do the Rishonim, Taisris in Nazir and the Ramban understand this idea of Milsa Lesa B'Shlichus Lesa B'Tnai to the extent that they asked this question. Now, it's late. I'm just going to look at the terrace of Taisus there. It's really very interesting. The Taisus, the Rutzim here are very interesting, but the Taisus there is like out of the charts. Taisus there writes, Zok Taisves, V'yeshleima, Achrei sha'acherim yecholim lahavi karbonosav tachtov. What does that mean? I have to be mafresh the korban. You can't be mafresh my korbanos. It has to be my korban. I have to be the bala korban. You can't just make korbanos for me. Get this straight. I'm the bala korban, but you can be my schlepper. No, that's gefährlich. You know what I mean? You're the guy that does the work. You take it to the base of Migdash. You do all that. Gesundheit. You can do the work. Okay, but the haraya, but the korban nazir has to be al shem habaylim. For goodness sakes, there's no such thing as al shem shliach. Well, then look at this very carefully. What does he say here? He says, since someone else can bring the korban, nechshav ki'ilu kol hamaseh yechol la'asot adei shaliach. Explain this answer. Which Maaseh are we talking about? The Maaseh of living of a Nazir or the Maaseh of becoming a Nazir? The T'nai is not on the living Nazir, but on becoming a Nazirus. A Maaseh Nazirus, a neder, which is Mechel Chalais of Nazirus. That's what we're talking about. What is the answer? Once you're a Nazir, you can, our aspects of fulfillment of its laws, which can be done through an agent. What's this got to do with the question? The question was, Milsa de Isa b'shlichus is b'tay. If you can make yourself a nazir through chalais of nazirs b'shlichus, then you can be mashna that chalais of nazirs. That was the question. We're talking about the making of the nazirs. What is the answer? No, you're right. Making this, it's impossible. Being a nazir is impossible. But I can do the dirty work, the technical work of working for you to bring your kabbanis for you. Now, they're intelligent people. This has to make sense. Well, what does it mean? Okay, so enjoy yourselves. We'll do this tomorrow. Bye. I'm sorry. We're 7 minutes late. Bye, guys. Enjoy.